Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are back finally after a 3-week break doing some traveling stuff, so I apologize about that, but we are back for episode number 25 of a Formula 1 24 driver career mode. If you guys have not seen the last video or need to catch up on your memory, be sure to hit the link up top. Go watch the last video. It was a great race. Spoiler alert now. We were at Imola, we won the race, and we take the lead of the Drivers' Championship by 11 points over our teammate Lando Norris, and then Charles Leclerc just behind us by 17 points. So we got a massive title fight on our hands. We're now at the halfway point of the season, and there's 17 points between the top 3 drivers. Max Verstappen is still in the fight. He's only 31 points behind, so he can still get back in. There's 5 races left to go, but right now I would say it's a 3-way fight for the championship. But we are getting set here for the Spanish Grand Prix, getting set for qualifying. We put up our first lap in Q1 and not too great, P14. I am expecting to do pretty good here because from my recent memory we did do pretty good here in F1 23, so expecting a pretty decent performance here. Hopefully we can get onto the podium at the very least. But we are now out for that second flyer down in P14 behind Ollie Behrman, behind Daniel Ricciardo in the V-Carb. Already improving through the first 2 turns here, but we are going to have to improve by quite a bit if we want to get up into at least P10, get ourselves into Q2. We put up a fresh set of soft tires on this lap just to make sure. Unfortunately, that means we won't have 2 runs in Q3, but that should be okay. Qualifying is now complete. We got pushed down to P18 as all the drivers are coming in, finishing their flying lap. By the time we get to Sector 3, we're now half a second up on that previous lap. Now, I think this should be good to get us into Q2, but we'll see here once we cross the line. P18 with the 5/10 improvement should be good enough. Now 7/10, so we should really be good to get into Q2 here. We cross the line, and it is going to be a P7, so that is not a good sign. I thought we'd be a little bit higher up. We're 4/10 off the pace at the moment. Lando setting that with the 111.4. Max Verstappen just a 10th behind him. But once again, we find ourselves in a not so great position after our first flyer in Q2. We're down in P12. We're a second off of the pace. George Russell currently leading the pack in Q2. So we're out for our second and last flyer here in Q2. Haven't improved through the first sector as of yet. I think we had a little bit of understeer going into turn 1, went in a little bit too deep, but we now bring that margin into the green with the 1/10 improvement. But we need to get in front of Lando Norris and out-qualify him for the first time. We still have not out-qualified him. 5 races in now, or 4 races completed. This is the 5th one here. So halfway through, we still have not out-qualified Lando Norris. So we're going to try and do that here, but it's going to be tight. It's only Q2 though, so once we get into Q3, we should be good. And then we can try to out-qualify Lando, but just like in real life, he has fabulous 1-lap pace, so it is a struggle to try and start in front of him. Gives us a little extra work to do in the Grand Prix, so I would like to start in front of him, but 5/10 of an improvement. We were 1 second behind, so I think we should be good getting into Q3. We out-qualify Lando, but we're in P8. Not everyone has finished their laps. We went out a little bit early in this one, and by the time all the cars come in, we are out in Q2. Lando came in, put up his second lap. He grabs pole position, or sorry, not pole position. He P1 in Q2 with the 111.0, but it's not going to be enough. So we're going to be starting P11. Not great. A lot of work to do. Spain is pretty good for overtaking, so let's get right into it and see what we could do in this Grand Prix. So we haven't put ourselves in a very good position at all for qualifying and for the race here. An absolute stinker of a qualifying session for us finds us down in P11 with Esteban Ocon in the Williams, Pierre Gasly, Oliver Behrman, Lance Stroll, almost slipped out there, in the Aston Martin. We're going for a strategic gamble here as we're starting on the hard tires. Helped us in Miami, hopefully it can help us here again. A lot more work to do though, as we're not even starting in the top 10. And with Spain being such a high tire deck circuit, hoping that these hard tires will save us. They're very good in F124, so we'll see what we can do here. I'm hoping we can get at least into the top 5. I think that would be a pretty successful race. Our pace does not look great at all. We were a second off of pole in qualifying, so one lap pace not good. You know, race pace should be better with the hard tires. The soft tires look like they're going to drop off pretty quickly here, so I'm hoping, you know, we'll have a slow start at the beginning, I'm assuming, but a few laps in, we should start to make some serious ground, or at least I hope so. But let's get on the grid here, and let's see if we can save this weekend and get some significant points for ourselves in the championship. Lando Norris currently 11 points behind us. Here we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. Can we recover this race weekend? We're about to find out as we got 5 red lights. This race is underway. A little bit slow off the line with those hard tires. Not a good start at all. Just wobbling side to side. We get overtaken by Pierre Gasly. Oliver Behrman in the Alpine trying to overtake us as well. See if we can sneak around the outside here around Pierre Gasly. Not enough room there. We're going to drop down one spot down in the P12. Gasly fighting his old teammate Esteban Ocon in the Williams. We gotta see, that is Alex Albon right behind us, and we just dive down the inside trying to avoid contact with Pierre Gasly. It actually helps us, and we're back up to P11. Now, the Williams, the Aston Martins should be fairly easy to take over once the tires really set in. If not, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. I'm really worried about the pace in this race for us. I didn't say it at the start of the season, but Spain seems to be one of the tracks I'm going to be struggling at here. I don't think I called that when I was setting the schedule. I thought we'd be a lot quicker here, honestly, but could potentially be our worst race of the season unless we could really do something about it here on the hard tires. Already fallen out of range of the drivers up front, and Alex Albon is going to have DRS in the Williams behind us. Pierre Gasly is right there as well. It's not looking good for us. This might be an atrocious race as Albon passes us. Pierre Gasly trying to go for a move here down the inside. And we're just going to keep him at bay. Alright, so Lando's gone into the pits here, which means we could possibly overtake him for the time being. Obviously, we haven't gone to pit yet, but we got no pace in this one. Like, it is bad. Lando's like 15 seconds ahead right now. So we're going to overtake him here, it looks like, or race him out of the pits, but I don't want to hold him up. Actually, I do want to hold him up because we're battling him for the championship. It's a little bit of mixed feelings because we're also trying to go for the constructors, but we are going to get out in front for a bit. Behrman has been behind us for quite some time on the soft tires. They have not really fallen off. Alright, so we got Lando Norris behind us. We haven't been given the team orders to let him by, so I think what we're going to try and do here is just try to hold him up for as long as possible so that the drivers behind him have a better chance of catching up. Hamilton is 2 seconds behind Norris, and I'm pretty sure he has pitted already. But Lando Norris is going to have DRS here, and I don't think this plan is going to last very long. Yeah, there goes Lando Norris. He takes the lead, or takes the lead between the two McLarens, I guess. But yeah, we're definitely not fighting Lando. We have no pace in this car. I think we got the setup super wrong, and we just have no speed down the straights. The cornering is all right. Just not a great setup for us in this one. We got Verstappen behind us now. I don't even know what we're racing for at this point. But we're going to let Max, who is behind us, through so that he can chase after Lando, hopefully grab the race win here. But we're going to let off the throttle, let him by so that he can chase after him. Doesn't have to worry about the dirty air coming off of my car. And let's see. I don't really know what to do at this point. Yeah, we're just holding up a bunch of drivers now with our really slow pace. We probably got overcut by, or undercut by Pierre Gasly. Or sorry, not Pierre Gasly, by Ollie Behrman in that Alpine. So I think we're going to fall down even further. And this is scary in terms of race pace and our championship. Going to pit here, and I'm hoping that we stay in front of Ollie Behrman. I highly doubt it, though, because those last few laps felt super slow. And where is Behrman? I'm trying to see. I see the two Williams turning around the final corner now. The Kick Sauber is in front, so we might be racing Bottas coming out of the pit lane here. Oh, actually, no, he's going to pass us. So is Behrman. It looks like we'll be racing a Haas. They might pass us too. We got to get going here. We are going, and I think we're fine. We're going to stay out in front of the Haas, but we get overtaken by Behrman. We're going to have 2 laps fresher tires. Then Behrman in front. Everyone's on the mediums now, it looks like. And now we just got to push, hope for the best here. No safety car or anything to save our race either, surprisingly. Oh, we got a yellow flag out. Someone has stopped on the side. Looks like an Alpine or Williams of Esteban Ocon. And we are going to get up into P13 because of that. Puts us a little bit closer to the points, but we're still 2.8 seconds behind Bottas and Ollie Behrman. And the fact that we're being outpaced by those 2 cars is absolutely atrocious and embarrassing for myself in this championship. Trying to put in a real, entry ticket for the championship, but Lando Norris out in front, leading this race by a few solid seconds, and nothing I could do about it. So it's been a while since I've last checked in, but the race has not been going good for us, and that is why I've been so quiet in this one. However, for the sake of pride, we are battling here for P11 with Behrman and Bottas. They're battling each other, so it's allowed me to catch up, and we're just outside of DRS range, so hoping that we can get at least one of them. Hopefully both of them, so that I can say net-wise we didn't lose any positions on the race. But we'll see here. We're 1 second, 1.033 seconds behind Bottas, and we should get DRS down the next straight, and then we'll have DRS down the main straight, and then we can probably go for a move on Bottas and Oliver Behrman as we go wide. But we've got DRS here on Bottas. Going to use a little bit of battery just to get right on the back of him. I am a little bit sick, I apologize, but let's see here. We've got 3 laps left to go. I think we can get past Bottas, and then we're going to have to time the Behrman overtake smartly, because we don't want to get caught with our pants down with no DRS on the final lap in the wrong spot, and that would allow Bottas and Behrman to take the spot back from me, because DRS very powerful on this track. Let's see, we're going to try and get past Bottas here. I feel like we can probably get both of them, but I want to hold behind Behrman for the final lap. But let's see, we got DRS, we got the battery, we saved up a lot of battery. Bottas trying to cover us off, Behrman going to cover us off as well. And we are just going to chill here as we're going 3 wide down to turn 1. And incidentally, I didn't even want to do that, but we kept through both of them. I could have gone down the inside of Behrman, but I was trying to help him keep the spot. But again, DRS too powerful here, so now we got to try and storm away, get out of DRS range so that we can hold this P11. Decent back half of the race. Obviously, we're not in the points, but we got to learn from this as we move forward, because Lando Norris is miles ahead of us. He's like almost a lap ahead, I think. He's not going to lap us in this race, but he's already crossed the line to start the next lap. So I'm not sure how many seconds that is. I should get a teammate status and see how far ahead he is. As Bottas is storming back here. I don't like that, because now we're going on defense, and we're not going to have DRS down the main straight, which is fantastic. I love that. I love not having DRS. But let me try and get a teammate status here. I don't know where it is. I can't see. I can't see. Gonna turn on the battery. Teammate status. There it is. Oh, I forgot to switch gears, and Bottas is gonna overtake us once again. That's fine. I didn't even hear what the gap was. You guys probably saw it on the screen though. Got the battery saved up though, which is great, and we can use that for this final lap attack to get back up into P11 as we approach the final lap of this race. Lando Norris is most likely going to take the win here, barring that nothing happens to him in the last few corners. And we are down in a measly P11, just wasting our weekend pretty much. And this is going to allow Lando to retake the lead of this championship. But here we go on Valtteri Bottas. Get the move done. Down to turn 1. Nice and easy. And now we just got to hold him off for the next few corners here. We should be fine handling him down the main straight. Not a long enough run to really get the move done unless we screw up out of the final corner. Bearman is there as well. And there it is. Lando Norris takes the win. And we're not even close to finishing this race yet. He has absolutely embarrassed us and has put out a statement that he is coming for the World Drivers' Championship. I don't know where Leclerc is because he's in this fight as well, and Verstappen is still kind of in this fight. But we'll see as we get across the line and see how everything has been shaken up after this epitome of a performance. But we're rounding the last few corners here. We started in P11, and it looks like we're going to finish at P11. But to be honest, we didn't really even finish at P11 because Ocon had that DNF. We take P11 here. Oh man, we got to really bounce back in the next one. He's going to score 26 points on the weekend as well because he got the fastest lap. So he comes with P1, Max Verstappen in P2. I did say that he had to do something in these next two races if he really wants to keep himself in the championship fight. And I think we're probably going to be in P2 here, or we're going to be just behind Charles Leclerc. Yeah, we're 2 points in front of him. So a little bit scary because Lando Norris has taken a 15-point lead. I highly doubt he's gonna have a stinker like I did in this one, so we're really gonna have to make sure that we finish in front of him, qualify in front of him. I think we've yet to out-qualify Lando this entire season, which is now starting to become a problem. Something we gotta work on in the back half of the season because we've now reached that halfway point. We got 5 races left to go, 5 done, and we currently sit second in the standings, but we got a commanding lead of the Constructors' Championship as well. And then Verstappen with that P2 has kind of reinserted himself into the championship conversation. He could definitely still win this championship. They brought some upgrades in this one, so I think they got the second or third fastest car now. They're neck and neck with Mercedes, who speaking of which have not performed very well. They came in P4 and P5 in this one, so that helps them in the constructors, but I don't think they're really in talks for the Drivers' Championship this season. And the strategy didn't really work for us either. I thought the hard tires were going to be really good, but we couldn't really get away from the soft tire runners. They were able to hold on to those tires until they pitted on like lap 12, and yeah, no help to us. But the intensity of this rivalry is super heated with Lando as he takes that 50-point lead. So we're now behind, and we got to look to bounce back in the next one. I think we can get up to 84 overall. I'm surprised we got all green. Oh, actually, never mind. We lost a lot of focus there, and because of all the XP that we lost in qualifying, we're kind of just back to where we were before this weekend started. Not making any excuses either. Our pace was horrible, but we had a very worn out ICE. It was at about 60 when I started the weekend, and I thought we can, extend the life of it, one more race, which we did. But I think that might have costed us a few places. Maybe if we had a new one, we could have finished in the points at least and mitigate Lando's point gap in that race. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. As always, if you watch up to this point, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when the next video is out. We're still in this championship fight, obviously. We're in second place. We're 15 points behind. 5 races left to go. So again, anything can happen. We got Hungary and Netherlands, which are going to be very important in terms of qualifying. But Lando has finally got his first win on the board. And out of anyone here, he's been the most consistent all season, which is why he is now leading. He's got 4 fastest laps. Every race he's been on the podium. So this is really turning out to be quite the title fight. But yeah, that is going to be it. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video in Hungary. Have a great day, everyone.